So, good morning. My computer is now being repaired by Mr. Zykar. And while I'm waiting for that to get done, basically, what my plan is to start doing more videos here, which is great. But on top of that, I'm also looking at trying to round up all the heroes as well. But I'm stopping off for a side talk today, because basically, what I found here is that during quick match and things like that, I feel like we need some serious categories, because there's times where I'll go in and I'll play like Dihaka or hell, even Sonya, and the game will go, aha, I see you're playing Sonya. Well, good. Well, we've got one warrior for the team. I'm like, cool, one warrior, that's good. And then they play us against, and it's like, all right, now you're against the Muradin, bitch. And we're like, no, you don't understand. Sonya's not really like, I mean, she's a warrior. She can go up and take some hits, but she ain't got nothing on Muradin or ETC or Diablo or pretty much every other damn tank. And there is a difference. In fact, people talk about it, but you know what? I don't even consider Leoric a tank. Not really. He goes down like a bitch, too. So my thing is, I know they're working on this, but I hope they do right, and I would like to see a couple of splits in the specializations here, just to kind of help people out with the quick match thing. And I mean, ranked, it's not so bad because, you know, you pick your own poison there. I'm sorry. If the whole team decides to go 5 supports, then that's just what happens because they don't have rule making. But as far as quick match is concerned, that needs some tender love and care. I'd like to see where all the people who are like bruisers, which is anybody I consider who's like a strong upfront melee warrior, but not somebody who you want to take on the entire team because they'll get blown up like a bitch. So those people listed here would be like Dihaka. I know people were like, wait, but he was meant to be a tank. No. Even with his regeneration and going all in on his defensive capabilities, he still doesn't really have that control and that durability that the actual tank class has. He's still more of a bruiser type warrior with kind of hybridy though. I really love him. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's fucking great. But I wouldn't pick him to take the damage for everybody because, you know, he's just not that guy. And let's see, he's good in a pinch, but you know. So what I would say then, you know, Sonya, Dihaka, Leoric, people like that are bruisers. Man, I wish I had the roster in front of me right now because I know there's a couple more that I'm like, no, not that. Artanis. Artanis is debatable too. I'd still put him as, like, I mean, he's super beefy, so I mean, he's the kind of the one where I kind of have a hard time putting him between tank and bruiser because he doesn't play like a tank to where he has a lot of control on the field, but he is beefy enough that he can actually, you know, sit there in the middle of the team and survive for a minute, you know. So there's that. I mean, he does have some tank qualities to him. So for him, yeah, I guess I'll put him into the tank category because he can stand longer than like Sonya or Dihaka and a couple other of the bruisers out there who I know I'm forgetting right now. But like Muradin, heck, even unless they bring some serious buffs to Rexxar, because he's kind of in an unloved spot right now, I would still put him in the bruiser category because of the fact that he's you can't go all in with him. Even Misha can't go all in, really. I mean, even with all her build talents and you've got healing rolling on her and everything, she's still not at that level like Muradin is and things like that. And I know people are like, but that's because you also have Rexxar running around. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you know, you can't put him in the tank position if he's not able to go in there and, you know, be a super beefcake about it. And I've thought a couple ways to fix that would be like extending his leash range by a bit, you know, just it needs to go out a little further. I mean, I know it's pretty decent right now, but a little further out would be even better. I don't want to be able to sit in the fountain and do that shit because, you know, they don't ever die, but that's what I'm thinking he needs first to get taken care of there. But basically, I've kind of rambled on about the tanks, but there needs to be a definitive divide there, because a lot of the time people are getting stuck with having exactly like a Sonya, and the other team has a Muradin. And then the other thing that happens is with the supports, who also need their own categorization, because let me tell you how many times I've been in a team where I'm like, oh, I guess I'll I'll play Tyrande, or somebody else decides to play Tyrande or Tassadar or others, and end up getting put against hey guys, I know you guys chose a Tyrande and a fucking Uther, or a Tyrande and a Tassadar, but here, you guys can have fun against Rhaegar. And we're like, no, dear God, no. There is a very big difference between a support and a healer, and we need to kind of get it to go between the two. Either to match them up 1-to-1, or to make sure that one team's not going without a healer, because though preventative damage is nice and all that, it does not hold a candle to being able to go, here's a full ancestral healing, or here's Uther with his heals, who, by the way, needs a buff of some kind. He's a little behind in the whole healing category. He could use some love as well. But yeah, there's just a couple more. It's not huge. It's just one of those things where we need to be a little more specific about it. And I know they're working on it. I know we're not supposed to be able to get Abathur and Murky in the same game, though I get it all the time. But, I know this is what happens when people group together. If somebody decides, hey, we should go with an Abathur and a Murky, it can happen, so I get that. But I feel like some more categorization will make quick match a lot easier for people, and we'll be seeing some good shit going on from then on. But anyways, hope you guys have an awesome day. We'll get some more of this talk in. I'm going to be talking a lot more this week. I know this video is a lot longer, so if you stuck with me the whole time, then good job. Going forward, I'm going to be talking about general tips. I'll come back to some heroes as well. I got to go in and make a roster, because once again, I forgot who the hell I've done this on. So I'll go back, fill in the gaps, and hopefully by the end of this week, we will see a lot more hero videos up, and we'll start moving into general strategy, things like that. And, more ranting, of course. So anyways, have a good day, and I shall talk to you folks later.